Please be warned. The story you're about to hear is completely true. In fact, there is evidence that suggests it's been ignored by the shady type 2 diabetes industry for the past 19 years. Until today. Even as we speak, there is vested interest in keeping this information buried from millions of desperate people. In fact, I fully expect this page to be taken down at any time. This private information is simply too controversial, so please pay attention. In 2001, right after the tragic 9/11 attack, one rogue American scientist, in spite of Big Pharma's constant threats and pushbacks, decided to make the impossible true and discover the true key to fixing type 2 diabetes. This is not hype. I'm talking about what could be the biggest medical breakthrough for the past 100 years. And every single clue I'm about to reveal in just a few moments leads exactly to this miracle of modern science.
Hi, my name is Dr. Thomas Soley. Today, it's safe to say that I'm Big Pharma's most hated man. If you or one of your loved ones struggle with type 2 diabetes and uncontrolled blood sugar, then pay close attention, because in the next 3 minutes, I'll show you a scientifically proven method that helps your body regain its natural capability to normalize your blood sugar and eliminate your type 2 diabetes in a matter of weeks. All this without having to take dangerous drugs, constantly watch what you eat and drink, and without paying a single visit to your doctor. You see, the only reason why your doctor thinks type 2 diabetes is normal, yet a life-threatening disease, is because it affects so many people every day that while this may be common, it's definitely not normal, as you'll soon see. Despite what the billion-dollar pharma conglomerates have led you to believe, the real root cause of your erratic blood sugar levels and type 2 diabetes has nothing to do with your genes, weight gain, family history, age, or other various medical conditions. Instead, as recent scientific reports have shown, the real root cause of your type 2 diabetes is directly linked to an extremely vicious and highly dangerous process happening inside a hidden part of your body right now. And once you learn how this process actually works, you'll be able to stop it, restore your body's natural glucose levels, and break free from type 2 diabetes. No matter if you're a man or a woman, if you're 20 or 80 years old, and no matter if you've been suffering from type 2 diabetes for a week or ever since you were a child, and no matter whether you have any pre-existing medical conditions. So let me ask you this, have you ever wondered why erratic blood sugar levels occur in even the healthiest of people? Even the ones that only eat the foods the doctors recommend and strictly adhere to any medication regimens they're prescribed. It almost seems somehow like type 2 diabetes has its own brain. The answer might be considered to be shocking, but I will show you the actual reason why your glucose readings have been constantly high over the past 6 months, and will ultimately give you the key to stop type 2 diabetes and restore your blood sugar to normal in just a matter of weeks. Because today, you have the chance to be a free man or woman, to eat anything you want, anytime you want, while your body naturally keeps your blood sugar under control. To stop worrying about the horrifying type 2 diabetes complications like losing your eyesight or having one of your limbs amputated. Instead, you'll be full of energy and vitality every single day of your life, able to enjoy every moment you spend with your family. No more excruciating pain in your feet and legs. No more having to change your eating schedule just to keep your readings under control. You finally have the freedom to do whatever you want anytime you want. Yes, I know how crazy all this sounds right now. After all, you've probably heard countless different stories over the years. Big Pharma's paid lapdogs have been conveniently leading you to think that the only way to keep your type 2 diabetes under control is with medications filled with side effects and long-term damage potential. The doctors are always happy to write you that expensive prescription, while telling you to essentially sit down and shut up, because if you follow their by-the-book rules, your type 2 diabetes will never progress, even though you always have to go back for a refill months later. Because for a reason that not a single one of these geniuses have yet to figure out, your blood sugar kept spiking and spiking. But this stops today. And no matter where you are and whether your blood sugar is 150, 180, 260, or even higher, you owe it to yourself to watch every single second of this video. So make sure you stay right where you are, because time is not on your side. The diabetes industry is worth a staggering $350 billion. These people will stop at nothing to keep you living in a constant state of unhealthiness so that you can be their customer for life, especially since doing so makes them filthy rich. And the last thing they want is for you to see what I'm about to show you today. So if you've had enough with the pain, frustration, and humiliation of not being able to live your life like a normal human being, if you're tired of seeing another reading showing high glucose levels, If you want to stop worrying about what you eat or which restaurant to pick every minute of your life, mostly because you don't really know what will make your blood sugar jump sky high, then continue to watch this, because you're going to discover a clinically proven method to break free from type 2 diabetes in just a few short weeks from now, without any dangerous medications and without paying a single visit to your doctor. Because as incredible as this sounds, in 2021, having to deal with high glucose levels is completely optional. Now, of course, I don't want you to simply take my word for it. Listen to some of the success stories that I receive in my inbox every day from the 92,000 women and men from all over the world who have successfully used this program and escaped the type 2 diabetes nightmare. Klaus Springfield, 54, from Florida. This is the only thing that has worked for me. I was shocked to see my blood sugar levels going lower by the day, and now I can easily keep it under control without even monitoring as I used to. It freed me from this debilitating nightmare, a feeling I never thought I'd have again. Mick Jones, 57, from Oklahoma. I've left my doctor speechless and went and gave him a piece of my mind about the treatment he's been shoving down my throat for type 2, and his face went red with shame. He knew that it's possible to break free from type 2 naturally and didn't say a word, and now my blood sugar is back to normal. I can't thank you enough. Charlie Schausman, 49, from Michigan. I've been a type 2 diabetic for the past 11 years, and I've been spending more on blood tests, glucose monitors, and test strips than I've spent on my son's college. I was terrified that I soon wouldn't be able to afford the treatment, and then I discovered I didn't even need it in the first place. I'm sorry I wasted so much money, but I'm so grateful I found this formula. It literally saved my life. These honest people wanted to make sure their voices are heard above the shady pharma conglomerates that mercilessly prey on the innocent. Because as you'll see in just a moment, all these artificial ways of controlling your blood sugar are not only unnecessary, but harmful for your overall health. And all these incredible success stories only prove one thing, that this program works for any man and woman out there. All right, let's not waste more time. It's time you're set free from the type 2 diabetes nightmare. Like I said, my name is Dr. Thomas Soley. In my over 20 years of medical experience, I'm specializing in helping American men and women fight type 2 diabetes and its nightmarish effects. Even so, throughout my entire scientific career, I only had one dream: to research and develop the ultimate clinically proven solution that would help people break free once and for all from type 2 diabetes. I knew from the very beginning it would be a real battle against Big Pharma's drug lords that trap hundreds of thousands of new desperate customers every year. That's how they refer to you, a desperate customer. For them, you are nothing more than a pocket they can suck cash from. But you probably already knew that, right? Even up to this day, with all the major advances in technology, they are not interested in something that can completely set you free from this debilitating disease. And I should know this very well because I used to work for them. I decided to quit when I realized the shady practices they've been forcing on millions of innocent men and women. Now, before we move forward, you should know something. 99% of the doctors, probably including your own, think that having type 2 diabetes is only normal, and to some point, they are right. More than 34 million Americans have type 2 diabetes. Now, why this may seem common, as every single health expert will tell you, there's no way it's normal, as I'll show you in just a few minutes. If you have type 2 diabetes, you may already know that you've developed it because your pancreas doesn't function properly. Perhaps your doctor explained to you that your pancreas was supposed to produce insulin to keep your blood sugar in normal range, but now this process is faulty. Either your pancreas isn't producing enough insulin, or you have developed something called insulin resistance, which means your body perceives much less insulin than it has actually produced. Both of these problems inevitably lead to the same result. Your pancreas can't keep blood sugar under control, which causes type 2 diabetes to settle in. Once this happens, the nightmare begins. First, it slowly attacks your eyes. It starts with blurry vision, flashes of light. You start seeing dark objects moving around your field of vision and eventually leads to severe vision loss. Then it affects your feet and skin. You start losing your ability of feeling in your feet and skin, which means that you can get injured and don't even know it. And then in the final stage, your entire body collapses under the damage that type 2 diabetes causes. One stroke could be fatal, kidneys start to fail, your stomach can't digest food anymore, and you even risk leg amputation. And it's all due to one single cause: your pancreas's inability of keeping blood sugar under control. But the worst thing is that while your doctor is feeding you drugs, your pancreas keeps getting sicker and sicker until it breaks down completely. Now, if any of this rings true for you, you should know something. It's not your fault. It really isn't. I've been watching people go through all these stages for almost all my career, and always prescribed them the standard medicine and treated their symptoms. First, I used these side effects-filled drugs on me and my type 2 diabetes. Then I tried to help others too. After all, that's what medical school taught me. I didn't know any different. But all it took was one day to change everything I thought was real about type 2 diabetes. So stick with me for a few more minutes because I'll unveil the story of how I accidentally stumbled across what could be considered the most incredible scientific discovery in the history of modern medicine. The real solution that any man and woman can use to break free from type 2 diabetes. It all started the day Christina Miller came to my office. She was an extremely polite 46-year-old woman who nearly 4 years ago had been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, even though she had no history of this disease running in her family. No history of high blood sugar, or any chronic disease or condition for that matter. Now, up until that day, I can honestly say that in my over 30 years of experience, I've had thousands of patients coming to my office, and I thought I've seen and heard it all. People so desperate they spent their entire life savings on prescription drugs, medicine treatments, and whatnot, just to escape this life-threatening disease. People scared of what type 2 diabetes will do to their lives, their loved ones, people who deserve nothing of what was happening to them. Yet, the big pharma boys did not lift a single finger in helping them without asking for an arm and a leg in return. I always thought that's just the way the system works. I thought that if we would have already found the solution to type 2 diabetes, it would appear on the front page of every distinguished medical journal, right? Well, I couldn't be more wrong. When Christina showed me her previous lab results, it shocked me. Her A1C glycated hemoglobin test, the one used to determine type 2 diabetes, was through the roof. I thought they accidentally switched her results with one of a morbid person. She told me she was recently diagnosed with vision problems. She could barely see with her left eye. She gained 24 pounds in the last month and had recently lost her job because her leg would hurt so bad it affected her day-to-day work. She showed me every medicine she's taken, since the other doctors diagnosed her with type 2 diabetes. This woman was basically sedated with every single type 2 diabetic drug on the planet, and absolutely nothing worked. Although she followed every single treatment in the book, including healthy meal plans, they had zero effect on her. But for her, the worst was yet to come. It looked like type 2 diabetes was eating away her leg, and doctors said that if her condition doesn't improve in a few months, there's a 99% chance they'll have to amputate. "Help me, doctor. I don't know what else to do," she said to me with tears running down her cheeks. It was truly terrible. I just couldn't understand what was happening to this girl. I stayed late that night, long after she left, thinking about her situation, and about other people that came to me for help over the years. It kept haunting me. Why do some people manage to keep their blood sugar under control no matter what they eat or drink? Why do some of my patients come back after a month with yet more worsening type 2 diabetes symptoms, and others need nothing more than to have their prescriptions refilled? And more important, if science claims there is no active solution for this terrible disease, why have some of my patients been type 2 diabetes free for over a decade? What makes them so different from any other person out there? It just doesn't make any sense. There had to be something that was destroying the pancreas's ability to properly produce insulin and normalize glucose levels. I just wasn't able to see it, but life works in mysterious ways. Because the next morning I received a call that was going to change everything I thought was real about type 2 diabetes. His name was Dr. Emilio Sanders, one of my respected colleagues and an old friend. We've worked together for 8 years at our former farmer employer, where we researched the mechanisms behind insulin secretion inside the pancreas. In fact, over the years, we had many breakthroughs about regulating blood sugar, but nothing compares to the breakthrough I'm about to share with you in a minute. Dr. Sanders wanted to meet with me, as word got around that I had quit Big Pharma. Just like me, he had been in the field for more than 30 years. He dealt with extreme cases of type 2 diabetes and sadly has seen with his own eyes what this disease can do to people, amputation and even total blindness. His work, in every sense of the word, was widely considered to be impeccable. He was a published author and was constantly interviewed on nationwide television programs. He was also an extremely charismatic and empathetic person as well. And even though we haven't spoken for nearly 15 years, I was truly glad to see him again. He wanted to know if he could help me with my new project. As we got to talk, he handed me a large folder with quite a few patient case files, and even though it seemed odd at first, I quickly understood why. "Look, Thomas," Dr. Sanders said, "Teresa Spark, 46-year-old, type 2 diabetes, severe vision loss, risking amputation. Matthew Connery, 52-year-old grandfather. The doctors told him he had 2 weeks left before they amputate his left leg. Dennis Fleming, a 48-year-old husband and father. He spent a week in the ICU in a type 2 diabetic coma." "Here's 100 more," Dr. Sanders shouted. He unwrapped every single case file and pounded his fist with rage on the restaurant table. The waitress looked at us like we were crazy. "I used to treat 2 times more cases like these in a single month, Thomas," my friend said. "Do you know what Big Pharma has done for any of these people? Absolutely nothing. Every single one of these people were prescribed the same side effect-filled medications we were taught to prescribe in medical school and have been prescribing ever since. But they don't work, and they never will. Everyone knows that, but no one does anything about it. Why? Because it just pours too much money into their greedy pockets. And you know what? Dr. Sanders added. All these 100 case files I've shown you, Thomas, are now type 2 diabetes free. They are free as daylight. Their blood sugar never even inched above 100 in the last 2 years. They've regained their vision, no more pain in their legs, no more horrible amputation worries. And let me tell you, it did not happen by accident, and sure it did not happen because of the big pharma prescription medicine they took. And then Dr. Sanders said something that had me do mental flips. Adrian, we were 99% right about type 2 diabetes. We just missed the 1%, and it was staring us right in our faces. And then my good old friend and colleague explained it to me. It looked like when it came to the real cause of type 2 diabetes, scientists were looking in the wrong place. The location where type 2 diabetes starts is not in the pancreas, but someplace else, inside the human gastrointestinal tract, and it's all because of 2 microbes. 2 vicious elements that produce a toxin capable of damaging your pancreas and affect its ability to regulate insulin production. Let me explain. It all started a few years back with an extensive study which is now published in the renowned Lancet Journal by researchers at King's College London, UK. These brilliant scientists have asked themselves, what do all people with type 2 diabetes have in common? They said, let's perform surgery and see what we find inside our patients. So they picked 60 brave volunteers who suffered from type 2 diabetes and had them undergo gastrointestinal surgery. Now, what they found inside these people's gut, from the samples they took, simply shocked the entire medical community. They were able to trace type 2 diabetes back to its origins. As you already know, the pancreas is responsible for the production of insulin in your body, and when its function is affected, your blood sugar rises and then type 2 diabetes sets in. But what scientists have failed to understand until now is what exactly damages the pancreas. At first, they thought it was because of lipid molecules or fat cells that stick to your pancreas and damage its ability to regularize blood sugar. At a certain level, they were right. In fact, a recent study published by researchers at Newcastle University, UK, found that just 0.03 ounces of fat on your pancreas are enough to cause type 2 diabetes. But here's the thing. This fat is only allowed to bind to your pancreas and cause you all this trouble if it has an insider that lets it do so in the first place. Let me explain. Your pancreas is really smart. As organs go, evolution has made it this way or the human race wouldn't have survived so many dietary changes. So it knows that harm comes with intruders. But what happens when the intruders first pretend they're your family? You see, the human gut contains billions of good and bad bacteria. Good bacteria help with your digestion and keep your immune system high, but the bad ones, well, they're another story. Now, among all this good and bad bacteria, there are certain bad microbes that essentially exist to do nothing more than release toxins into your blood. In the case of this particular microbe, the toxin travels through your bloodstream until it reaches your pancreas. And like a virus taking over its host, it needs to survive. So it makes your pancreas believe that fat is actually good for it, and that's when all your problems start. The more of this toxin that reaches your pancreas, the more it damages its ability to regulate production of insulin, and the more your blood sugar increases. Then type 2 diabetes sets in and your body simply doesn't know how to fight it, because the intruder inside your pancreas makes it believe it's a friend. Now you might say, let's take a heavy dose of antibiotics and kill these microbes. Well, not that easy. You see, according to a study published in the American Society for Microbiology journal, there are certain types of microbes or bacteria that actually become resistant to antibiotics. In order to kill these toxin-releasing microbes, you'd have to specifically target them. In fact, the more of these bad microbes you have, the more toxins they release, the more your pancreas gets damaged and your blood sugar erratic. A study published in the Journal of Endocrine Society has shown that men and women over 40 are the most affected by this, especially if you have some belly fat around your waist. And the problem is these microbes don't stop with your pancreas. They go through every single organ of your body, including your blood vessels, and start damaging them, causing weight gain, heart disease, and even osteoporosis. So the only way to fix all this is to specifically target these toxins-releasing microbes and stop them from damaging every organ in your body, including your pancreas. The lead author of the study published in the Lancet Journal, Professor Francesco Rubino, was so excited about their findings that he said, and I quote, "The findings from this study provide the most robust scientific evidence yet that full-blown type 2 diabetes is a curable disease." In fact, since then, many other peer-reviewed studies have proven the same thing, that the key to fix the pancreas, normalize blood sugar, and escape type 2 diabetes is found inside the gut, not the pancreas. But nobody pays attention to it. And yet the type 2 diabetes industry adds billions in sales every year. Looking over Dr. Sanders' notes, it blew my mind. We finally knew where to start to be able to fight this debilitating disease. So if we could find a way to cleanse the gut and pancreas of these dangerous microbes, the body could stand up against type 2 diabetes on its own. Now that we know what part of the body we have to target, we have a fighting chance, I said to Dr. Sanders. Look at these files, Thomas. They've all been type 2 diabetes free for almost 3 years. Lab tests showed zero trace of type 2 diabetes or high blood sugar. I did find the way, he replied with a big smile on his face. I was intrigued. And then Dr. Sanders explained it to me. To destroy this toxin from both the gut and pancreas and prevent it from hijacking your pancreas ever again, you need to safely introduce certain chemicals inside your bloodstream. Once your pancreas is microbes and toxin-free, it will then start to regulate the normal production of insulin, and your blood sugar will go back to healthy levels. And then your body will recover from all the symptoms of this debilitating disease. It's like we always said, we have to start from the core root of the problem. But the real trick is doing so without killing off all the beneficial bacteria in the gut. So normal antibiotics aren't the way to go, they're too indiscriminate. And then Dr. Sanders showed how after 2.5 years of exhausting research and countless lab tests, he finally managed to find the right combination of natural ingredients that helped his patients break free from type 2 diabetes and its debilitating symptoms. Have you tried to make this solution public? I asked him. Of course I did. I went to my former employer, showed them the lab results, all my 4 years of research, and after what I think was the longest presentation I ever had, you know what they asked me? They said, all right, but how do we make money off this if people only have to use it once? The next day, I submitted my resignation. And I lived every day since thinking there is no way I could show this to the public. They won't allow it. Until I heard the news that you quit Big Pharma too. You inspired me, Thomas. Turn the page and see it for yourself. There it was, on the next page of his research book, all the ingredients and specific quantities he'd used to repair the pancreas and normalize blood sugar. It took him 4 years and hundreds of different combinations to reach the exact formula that resets the body's ability to control blood sugar and obliterates type 2 diabetes. It was incredible, and I had just the right person to share this formula with. I knew Christina Miller didn't have much time left, so I called her immediately to show her our findings and asked her if she wants to be part of our experiment. She gladly said yes. So Dr. Sanders and I gave her the formula and instructed her to follow the program according to his experience with his previous patients. She was game and followed our directions, even though I'll have to say that what we gave her didn't look all that professional. It looked more like something from a tribal witch doctor, not from respected physicians. I guess it was something inside her that told her everything would play out well for her if she just has patience and continues to be part of the program. And oh boy, was she right. Because days later, her blood sugar dropped from 274 to 161, the first good news she ever had in her type 2 diabetic journey. A few days later after that, it was down to 141. Then, in just a few weeks since she started the program, her blood sugar was down to 122. She carefully checked over the next few days, and the highest it went up to was 130 a few times. But as she remembered what Dr. Sanders said, it was normal in this stage, and she should wait because it will soon get much better. And Dr. Sanders was right. Because after just a few more weeks, her blood sugar was down to a healthy 112, and every day after that was a blessing. Her blood sugar levels would never go higher than 112, even when she ate all her favorite desserts. Moreover, she kept calling us to tell us how every morning she wakes up full of energy. Her stress and anxiety is gone, as she already dropped 32 pounds. She even sent us pictures with her new amazing looks. A couple months later, when we tested her A1C, the glycated hemoglobin test, the results indicated zero trace of type 2 diabetes in her system. It was the most incredible feeling ever. She hugged me like a kid who just got her favorite Christmas present as I continued to stare at her test results. Even up to this day, she calls me every couple of months to thank Dr. Sanders and I for saving her life from this miserable disease. We thank you, Christina, for giving this formula a try and being the pioneer of what's now the biggest medical breakthrough in the type 2 diabetes industry. Seeing the incredible results this formula has, I convinced Dr. Sanders to share this formula with as many people as we could find. But he warned me, it's not going to be easy. Big Pharma will come after us with everything they've got, Dr. Sanders said. So that night we went online and posted an ad saying we were looking for more volunteers. From people with pre-diabetes to those whose blood sugar levels have been extremely high over the past 6 months, but all with one thing in common. Type 2 diabetes was ruining every aspect of their lives. In a week and a half, we had more than 50 volunteers from 21 to even 84 years old, ready to confirm our theory. Now, I expected this formula to work, as Dr. Sanders' case files clearly showed, but I didn't expect it to be that good. Within just a few weeks, 98% of all participants showed normal below 120 and some even below 100 blood sugar levels. After 3 months, their glycated hemoglobin or A1C tests all showed normal levels. Every single one of them was no longer a pre-diabetic or a type 2 diabetic. They also reported a significant increase in their energy levels. Their overall mood lifted. They were now stress and anxiety-free. And as an unexpected side benefit, which surprised both Dr. Sanders and I, they all saw a boost in memory and focus. Now, within 2 months, 100% of all participants were type 2 diabetes-free. Many people also reported losing weight from their belly, arms, face, hips, and thighs, increased their energy levels, having clearer vision, and getting rid of the pain in their arms and legs. It was clear as daylight that this formula was working. Dr. Sanders and I were witnessing our lifelong dreams come true. All the suffering from type 2 diabetes had to end, and we had to make this available for everyone. So Dr. Sanders and I managed to pull some strings, and we found a small independent natural pharmaceutical company in Colorado. And we started looking for suppliers that only offer the purest ingredients. I'll tell you, it wasn't easy. It took us weeks of looking before we found reliable sources, especially in this worldwide crisis when all the good guys have been silently shut down by big pharma conglomerates because they didn't have the money to keep their operations running. We looked for ingredients on 3 continents. Dr. Sanders used all his connections to make sure we only got top-quality ingredients from certified and FDA-approved vendors. The job was excruciating. We worked day and night to make sure each ingredient would be mixed in the right quantities. But after over a month of hard work, we finally did it. We created a clinically proven natural formula that targets the root cause of type 2 diabetes, resets your body's ability to control your blood sugar and normalizes your glucose, and rids you of the debilitating symptoms of this terrible disease. We called it Diabacore, the only natural blend that goes directly to the root cause of your type 2 diabetes and fixes your pancreas's natural ability to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. We only produce Diabacore in our FDA-approved facility using the latest technology and equipment. Also, every capsule of Diabacore is non-GMO and safe. This protocol is very easy to follow and is also diabetic-friendly. It does not require any restrictive diets or starving yourself. In fact, you can continue eating all your favorite foods. And based on the tens of thousands of successful results we've seen, we can now say for certain that Diabacore is more powerful than any diet in the world. Because it doesn't just help break free from type 2 diabetes, but also rejuvenates your heart and arteries, improves your vision, your memory, and focus, boosts your energy levels, and so much more. So you'll also be improving your overall health at the same time. Before we worked on this formula, we knew from the very beginning we had a long, tedious process to follow. We discovered over 64 potential ingredients that safely interact with your pancreas and have the ability to lower your blood sugar levels, which meant that we had to test all the combinations and possibilities until we found the one mix of ingredients in perfect quantities that don't just level your glucose to normal healthy standards, but also keep it this way for years to come. Then we worked with over a dozen independent labs across 2 continents to test this program on an initial 3,200 brave volunteers in order to make sure all ingredients can sustain high quality, purity, and efficiency. Lab tests have shown us that in order for this program to be efficient, all the ingredients have to be mixed only in these exact quantities and in this exact formula. And what we achieved is what most experts call a medical breakthrough. Here's a short explanation on how these ingredients work and why they are so powerful. Step 1. Your body absorbs these powerful nutrients. As soon as you've taken the first capsule of Diabacore, the nutrient absorption process begins. We combine 20 powerful ingredients and vitamins chosen from selected locations, such as the beautiful lands of Asia, Europe, Africa, and even the Brazilian rainforest. All these amazing nutrients are essentials for doing 2 things. First, they reset your pancreas's natural ability to keep your blood sugar under control. And second, they help you break free from type 2 diabetes in a matter of weeks. Since they are 100% natural and have been selected due to their purity, your body will immediately start absorbing them, and the blood sugar lowering process will begin immediately. Step 2, your pancreas's reset to normalized blood sugar is reset. Once your body has absorbed all these powerful nutrients, the healing process of your body and pancreas will begin. This is extremely important. In order for your pancreas to be able to regulate the production of insulin and normalize your blood sugar levels, it needs to detoxify first. This detoxification process happens on a cellular level, and it's very sensitive, so the ingredients we selected had to be extremely powerful with long-lasting results. First, we added mulberry leaves. According to a 2020 study published in the Biomed Central Journal, This amazing plant both acts like a powerful detoxifier and also maintains the beta cells mass at healthy levels. Now, beta cells inside your pancreas are extremely important and are related to your body's ability to properly secrete insulin. There are many other studies, including one published in the National Library of Medicine, which confirms that mulberry leaves help your body regularize glucose levels, which in turn help you escape from type 2 diabetes. Then we added cayenne with incredible anti-type 2 diabetes properties. Cayenne, or under its scientific name, Capsicum annum, has been recently found to obliterate fat molecules inside your pancreas, therefore detoxifying it and also to lower blood sugar levels. In fact, this miraculous ingredient has the capability to keep your weight under control and also rid you of your type 2 diabetes complications. Step 3. Your blood sugar goes back to normal and you become type 2 diabetic free. Now pay attention, because from this point on, incredible things start to happen. Guggul, also known as Commiphora mucul, has been widely used in Asian herbal medicine because to lower blood sugar levels and fight type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that bitter melon naturally lowers your body's blood sugar and helps your pancreas regulate insulin secretion. This is because this amazing plant has certain properties that act just like insulin, helping cells absorb glucose for energy. Licorice root, the raw material for licorice candy, contains substances with an anti-diabetic effect. These molecules reduce blood sugar and possess anti-inflammatory properties. Vanadium has been found to decrease blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes and is considered a breakthrough in the battle against type 2 diabetes. Gymnema sylvestre, an amazing shrub found in the tropical forests of Asia and Australia, which helps reduce sugar cravings, helps to reduce blood sugar levels, and helps with improving cholesterol levels. Step 4. You are protected against type 2 diabetes. Now, the purpose of this formula is not just to set you free from type 2 diabetes and restore your blood sugar to normal levels, but also to keep it like this on a long-term basis. For this to happen, we needed to make sure your pancreas, your digestive system, and your immune system maintain high, strong levels. For this, we added vitamin C, vitamin E, biotin, magnesium, and zinc. Studies have shown that vitamin C has an extremely positive effect on the pancreas by blocking the formation of fat molecules inside. It also helps your intestinal tract where it promotes the absorption of iron, and as a result, your skin and blood vessels stay healthy and strong. Vitamin E, biotin, magnesium, and zinc also help your pancreas stay healthy, acting like a protective shield around it. These are also essential for your gastrointestinal health, the absorption of food nutrients, and maintaining a healthy gut microbiome, which is essential for a strong immune system. With this exact combination, your body will stay healthy and protected against type 2 diabetes for many, many years to come. Step 5. Your entire body becomes nourished. In just a few weeks, your blood sugar will go back to normal and all your type 2 diabetes symptoms will be gone, along with this debilitating condition. And because this blend is so powerful, every single cell of your body will start to transform and rejuvenate. Guggul also reduces cholesterol levels, improves natural production of insulin by protecting the beta cells of the pancreas, reduces hypertension, and supports your body in maintaining healthy blood sugar levels. Banaba, another amazing Asian plant with extremely powerful benefits. In addition to lowering blood sugar levels, banaba leaves is a strong antioxidant which helps with cholesterol, weight gain, and can protect against kidney damage. White mulberry also normalizes cholesterol levels, helps with high blood pressure, joint pain, constipation, dizziness, and even ringing in your ears. Juniper berries also help with arthritis, gastrointestinal, and autoimmune disorders. A total of 20 incredible plants, vitamins, and minerals mix perfectly to fix your pancreas and set you free from type 2 diabetes once and for all. No other blend that we are aware of can match the effectiveness of this type 2 diabetes solution. And in just a few weeks, your glucose levels will go back to normal, your energy will skyrocket, and you'll be happy knowing that you never have to deal with this terrible disease ever again. That's because this natural blend does one more important thing. It keeps type 2 diabetes off your system for good. Now, you're probably wondering how you can get your hands on Diabacore by now. You see, it's difficult for me to answer this question. That's because most of the ingredients used to make Diabacore are extremely difficult to source, which makes our ability to keep high stocks on hand almost impossible. Every woman and man that has tested Diabacore and broke free from type 2 diabetes are asking us to ship them more, for themselves and for their families and friends. This makes our stock run out in days, every time we get a new shipment. And you should know that we produce Diabacore in small batches only, which take up to 3 months to deliver. Which means that once we run out of stock, you'll have to wait another 3 months until you can get your hands on this formula. But keeping our batches small is important, as it gives us the ability to keep high quality on our ingredients, necessary for Diabacore to 100% work for anyone. Then there's all of Big Pharma's angry lawyers who threaten they'll shut us down if we don't take this formula off the internet. But the good news is, since you're here, your product is reserved. But if you leave this page, unfortunately we cannot guarantee supply when you come back. Now, before I tell you in what quantities you should take this supplement, here's something very important you should know. In order to make this formula work for you, you have to take into consideration the spikes in your blood sugar you've had over the course of the past 2 years. Based on a test we conducted with our partnering lab on over 4,200 women and men from 6 different countries, looking at the severity of the type 2 diabetes in their system, I must confess the results were shockingly bad. So when it comes to how much of Diabacore you should take, our safe response is, don't risk it. After seeing the results of over 92,000 women and men from all over the world, we recommend taking a minimum of 4 bottles of Diabacore for a period of 120 days. And if you want to be completely safe, then we recommend taking at least 8 bottles or more. This is guaranteed to naturally set you free from type 2 diabetes and get your blood sugar levels to normal once and for all. Tens of thousands of men have used Diabacore with mind-blowing results. They now enjoy the new life that has been given to them. They live a happy, full life where they don't have to constantly worry about constantly checking their blood sugar levels and watching what they eat and drink. They are stress-free and anxiety-free. And their confidence levels are holding high and strong since type 2 diabetes has finally vanished from their life. People like Brittany Lawrence, 51 years old, who wrote us a few weeks into her program. You were right, my blood sugar levels have been generally steady at 140 for the past 14 days. I cheated the program twice though, but surprisingly it still didn't go beyond 160 like I expected. I almost can't believe it can be so easy to keep blood sugar under 120. And Cameron David, a 45-year-old patient who was considering a bariatric surgery, told me, "My doctor freaked out today when I showed him my tests, and I enjoyed it to the fullest. Best feeling ever. 1, 2, 3, baby." And here's one from Dr. Taylor Black, one of my former colleagues who developed type 2 diabetes at the age of 38. "I'm thanking you as a patient and as a doctor for making this miracle happen. It's the simplest, most intuitive medical program I've ever seen in my life, and I'm confident it will save millions of people. You're my hero, Thomas." These are just a few of the people who have followed this program and reversed their type 2 diabetes in a matter of weeks without any surgery, pills, or injections. They simply followed a special diet that took me over 2 years to come up with and can revoke your type 2 diabetes in no time. How much is it worth to you to never again have to hurt yourself with a finger prick? To never have to follow insane diets or starve yourself until you pass out? To be able to live a guilt-free life knowing that you will never again feel like a burden on your loved ones? And to not have to worry about all the life-threatening side effects of this disease? Just imagine this for a second. How much would you pay for all that? Many people would pay everything they've got just to get their young, strong, and healthy body back. I'd do it myself in a split second. And by the way, did you know that lifetime care costs for type 2 diabetics are up to $130,000? And the worst part is, people pay that much just to manage their condition, with no hope of ever curing it. So let me ask you again, how much would you pay for the real solution to escape from type 2 diabetes? $5,000? $10,000? Personally, I would pay more. Any sane person would. I feel that when it comes to your health, happiness, and peace of mind, no cost is ever too high. My friends recommended that I sell a 30-day supply of Diabacore for $997. Even my wife told me I should charge at least $497 for such a powerful formula. But even though this formula already helped over 92,000 lucky men and women who would happily pay triple the price after seeing the benefits on themselves, I have no intention of charging you that much. If this was about the money, I would already be rich. And you know something? I've been in your shoes, and what I've learned from this long and painful journey is that without your health and well-being, everything else fades away. And you can't put a price tag on that. So I'm not going to ask you those insane amounts. I think everyone deserves a life where they can break free from Big Pharma's greedy hands. That's why today, you finally have the chance to escape this debilitating nightmare and free yourself from type 2 diabetes for just $69. And here's something very important. Because I've seen how it feels like to be at the end of the rope, desperate and completely powerless facing this terrible disease, our manufacturing partner agreed to set up a discounted package system of 8 bottles for just $49 per bottle plus free shipping when you secure your order today. Now, you've already seen some of the successful stories of the tens of thousands men and women who already tried Diabacore and escaped the type 2 diabetes nightmare. 4 bottles of Diabacore will normalize your blood sugar, boost your energy levels, nourish your body, fix your pancreas, and restore its natural ability to keep glucose levels under control. But there is a reason why 98% of our users choose the 8 bottles package. Once you go with the 8 bottles package, in just 8 months from now, you'll be able to completely shield yourself against this debilitating disease and remove any trace of it from your system. Which means that Diabacore will act like a natural defense system against diabetes because it works on the very core of the problem. Does this sound good to you? Look below this video now. Make the right choice for you and your loved ones and choose the package below immediately. Once you order, you'll be taken to a secure checkout page. Then fill in your payment details using a credit card or a debit card. Shortly after you'll fill in your information and confirm your order, your package of Diabacore will be shipped to your doorstep. And remember, with every order you place today, you get free shipping. Now, this program is practically guaranteed to help you escape the type 2 diabetes prison. And that may seem a little shocking to you. I understand. After all, the big pharma giants have been sucking cash out of your pockets from the moment your doctor has put you on the type 2 diabetes sufferer list. So let me change that now. We stand behind the power of this program. That's why when you select your package today, you're fully covered by our 60-day, no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. Give Diabacore a try and escape the life sentence type 2 diabetes has put you under. See how incredible it feels to not have to worry about erratic blood sugar levels or always having to give up on your favorite foods. And feel the joy of having the freedom to do anything you want, anytime you want. Experience all this, and in 60 days, if you're not satisfied with the joy Diabacore brings to your life, send me or Dr. Sanders an email and we'll refund your entire investment right away. No questions asked, no hassle, no red tape. You have 2 full months to decide if Diabacore is the right thing for you, but you need to hurry. Big Pharma and their cohort of lawyers are not very happy since Dr. Sanders and I put this program online. Plus, there's all the vicious industry giants who woke up this morning and noticed their bank account balance was slimmer than yesterday. Snake oil drug manufacturers who don't know what to do with their remaining inventory of cheap knockoff products. Each one of them wants this site off the internet. So the next time my phone rings and I'm forced to take this program down, I'm afraid you'll be on your own. But why would you give up on your only real chance you have to break free from type 2 diabetes? When you could join over 92,000 women and men in just a few weeks from now. When you have so little time to spend and so much to gain. Just imagine, you wake up in the morning feeling relaxed and rested. There's no need to worry about your blood sugar and rush to take the same old test every single time, praying to God this time you can eat normal food at least for one day. Imagine doing anything you want, anytime you want, without having to stress out about sticking needles in your body at the worst times possible and feeling ashamed excusing yourself at a family dinner or during an important meeting. Picture having at least an extra $1,000 at the end of the month to spend any way you want, or save it for your retirement. And most important, imagine that right now you can say a loud no to a life of suffering and addiction to toxic drugs that leave you feeling even sicker. Why condemn yourself to a life of injections, of popping pills that make you go through unbearable headaches and stomach pains, that give you ulcers, kidney and liver failure? And all of this for what? So you can watch yourself lose control over your senses, go blind and deaf, risk a heart failure or an amputation? Think about it. Do you really want your kids to see their parents in agonizing pain, struggling with this awful disease, trying not to sink in depression? Is that really the life you choose when you have the quickest natural way to revoke your type 2 diabetes just one click away? When you can get your hands on this method that has helped many other people so far? A method safer than any other treatment you're using right now and so much cheaper than your monthly stock of insulin and prescription drugs. The decision you're about to make will decide the course of your life. You can decide to keep spending your money on the same old products on the market and wait for a miracle to happen, when you already know that even though they may alleviate symptoms for a while, they do not treat the root cause of your type 2 diabetes and uncontrolled blood sugar. Or you can take this small step now. Select your package, hit the button below, and get control over your life again. You have the power to change your life, and it's one click away. No more spiking glucose levels, no more excruciating pain, no more worrying about life-threatening problems because of this debilitating disease. And it costs close to nothing, even compared to the price you pay every time you visit your doctor. Not to mention the damage it has on your social life and your mind and body. Plus, you're protected by our 60-day no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. So go ahead and select your package now, and you can start being the person that you've always wanted to be. It all starts now, with a single click. And it takes less than a minute. Do it now, and give Diabacore a test try. Still here? No worries, I understand. Especially given the amazing secrets that I've revealed in this presentation. So let me answer some of the most important questions we receive about Diabacore so you can go ahead and hit the buy button below with full confidence. Is Diabacore safe to use? Diabacore is meant for people of all ages, no matter if you're 20 or 80 years old, and no matter your current health condition. It has no side effects, is 100% natural, non-GMO, doesn't contain any stimulants, and is not addictive. We produce Diabacore only using high-quality ingredients in an FDA-approved and GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices, certified facility. Now, as always, if you suffer from allergies or other certain medical conditions at this very moment, we advise that you consult with your doctor first. What if it doesn't work for me? Can you tell me about the guarantee? The more results we see, the more confident we are Diabacore will work for you. Of course, no two bodies are the same. That's why Diabacore comes with a risk-free 60-day money-back guarantee to give you peace of mind. If you decide Diabacore is not for you, you can return what you haven't used in full for a full, no-questions-asked, hassle-free refund. How many bottles of Diabacore should I order? The real benefit of Diabacore will come after several months of this formula working through your body. This is why we recommend the 4 or the 8 months packages. Even if you order the 30-day supply only, after a week or two of seeing the incredible results it has, you'll most likely want to order more. But as I mentioned earlier, we are constantly running out of stock, and during the ongoing international crisis, it is hard for us to restock as fast as we'd like to. This may be your last chance to take advantage of our super discounted 4 or 8 bottle packages. How do I get Diabacore? It's easy. Choose your package below and fill the information on the next page. Try Diabacore for 2 months, and if you're unhappy with the results, even if you've used up the entire bottle, send me an email and you get every penny back. So go ahead and select below now.